Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe. It's a green morning, it's a green afternoon, it's a green evening. Wishing you all a wonderful, happy Republic Day of India. Since morning, there had been celebrations, jubilations, congratulations, so many messages pouring in from the different continents from world over. Our Indian diaspora, brothers and sisters, because our chamber is dedicated with the NRIs, all of them, they have been sending the greetings. They've watched these spectacular, wonderful, amazing program and something new for the whole country that now onward, 23rd to 30th, that means week-long festivities in India. Earlier, what it used to be only 26th of January. That's awesome. That's beautiful. And what could have been more fortunate morning, afternoon, and evening for all of us when we talk about our youth, our education, our educators, our teachers, our counselors, our facilitators, and of course, on the top of everything, our technocrats, because of whom we are talking to each other, and we are going to meet a wonderful, a very, very dedicated person this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are world over. Shri KGS Pannuji, the head L&D Pukhraj Healthcare Private Limited, he is with us. Today on Wednesday, 26th of January, on the Republic Day of India, ladies and gentlemen, we take on the journey, making education relevant, education from head to my heart, and from my heart to my hands. That all is going to possible if we have wonderful trainers, master trainers, educators, teachers in the entire education ecosystem. Let's take on the journey. I just wish to share a few slides before we invite our distinguished guest of today, who will be sharing the vision with us. On behalf of ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, which is a bridge between non-resident Indians, leading corporate houses, and the government interface. From time to time, our chamber keep giving the policy framework, strategy paper, action plan, blueprints, what all can be done with regard to services sector. During this pandemic, we all realized right from 25th of March 2020, a lot of challenges, but we have come a long way. And by this time, we all have somewhere acquired new skills. It be a soft skill, life skill, future skills, relevant skills, whatever you want to talk it. The doctors, the nurses, the paramedical people, infrastructure, they all took the entire health and the wellness sector. Our chamber that time decided with the NRIs, why not we should focus on education? Because when we got the input from the UNESCO, United, when you talk about the United Nations vertical for education, UNESCO, when they declared 1.65 billion children are away from schools, colleges, universities, institutions. So our chamber decided, let's focus on education ecosystem. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, the soldier, along with KJS Pannuji, extends a very warm welcome to all of you, wherever you are. Happy Republic Day of India. And that is something amazing because lots of new things were added up in today's parade, today's fly past, today's tableaus, and it was scintillating. Very, very captivating. Everybody world over enjoyed. They were glued to their television and to their social media. Our chamber, right from 25th of March 2020, we are focusing on education, skills, and micro, small, and medium enterprise. Teachers and youth, we are with you. We are part of you. We will be growing, moving, working together. And we are proud to share that way back in 1994, when from the soil of Punjab in the northern India, for the first time, the Pravasi Divas started, and that moved on. And 2003, then the Honorable Prime Minister of India, from the Punjabi Pravasi Divas, North India Pravasi Divas, it became Pravasi Bhartiya Divas. Wow, that's amazing. And we never look back. Now there's a vibrant Gujarat, vibrant Telangana, vibrant Karnataka, vibrant Tamil Nadu, vibrant Rajasthan. Everybody talks vibrant, vibrant, vibrant. Yes, that's the way. And the vibration will come only because of the youth. India is Youngistan. India has got a young population. India has got youngsters. They are amazing. They're just wonderful. We all got to take on, and our teachers, our educators, you've got a very important role to take India ahead. It's only and only by means of education we will be able to make a mark once again and reclaim our position of Vishwa Guru. And when I talk about that, our finishing school, which was brick and mortar in 1994, has come a long way. And during the pandemic, we all have gone digital. It has become now e-Gurukul for service industry. And we are taking care of the global wisdom, the confluence from the world over. And can you imagine? More than 12,000, almost 400 speakers have come in the last 2 years on this particular platform. Our focus is reach out to all the continents, reach out to all the people, reach out to everybody, wherever they are, try and be a part of the universe. Try and take everybody along. And that's the way we are taking this wonderful journey, this beautiful journey. And there are people like KJS Panuji, those are supporting. And we say in e-Gurukul, why education should be dry? Why education should be irrelevant? Why should we learn something which doesn't hold relevance in my life, which I don't utilize in my day-to-day life? And it's a great journey. 29th of July, 2020, the Honorable Prime Minister and the entire education ecosystem, the ministry gave the green signal, and there's a new education policy 2020 where lots of deliberations took place. Now it's in the implementation phase, and thereafter will be the evaluation part of it. So now we strongly feel music, dance, games, happiness, humor, fun, creativity, curiosity, storytelling, stimulation, passion, talent display, stress-free education, technology-based education, vocational-based education, skill-based education, outdoor with nature, recreational education. And we need an education because it should give happiness. It should be relevant to my life from the time I get up and I sleep. At the same time, if India is Youngistan, the time has come. Let India become the capital of services industry. And there's a lot of services exports which can take care of if our youth get right skills, right competencies, and right capabilities. World over, our chamber from the different countries, when we gathered the entire data and the research work and the analysis and the synthesis, we have come to know that B2B is not going to be business to business for some time. It's going to be back to basics, back to roots, basic food, basic health, basic happiness, basic education, and of course, technology we have to adopt. So, ladies and gentlemen, whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Read the Napoleon Hill, you'll be able to get this. This program is going live on the YouTube channel, GS Motivator World Over. Do join, be a part of the deliberation, and join me in extending a very warm welcome to KJS Panuji, head of the L&D Pukhraj Healthcare, who is joining us today on the Republic Day. It's such a pleasure, it's such a treat to have you, because you were with us on 15th of December 2021 when MEPSC, they were celebrating their annual day. You had come along with other speakers. Thereafter, we had a large pool of speakers, and when they had come on the platform, each one of them, they remembered you. They recognized you. They appreciated you. They recalled you. And they said, when Panu sir discussed this thing with us, when Panu sir, brought this idea to us, I think it's the right time. We should get you on a Republic Day with us for this particular program so that the entire global humanity, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, all of us, we can take a benefit of it. So with these words, ladies and gentlemen, I take you to the heart, the soul, the spirit, the wisdom, and the vision of Shri KJS Panuji. All yours, Panu Sahab.
First of all, I must say that I am thoroughly humbled by the very wonderful introduction you have given to me, given about me. I would say that, it's a great honor to be here on this platform on the Poets' Day of the 73rd Republic Day celebration of India. So very, very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the global viewers of this wonderful platform. And I must appreciate Major Dr. Gulshan Sharma for doing a tremendous job. We had shared some platform at other occasions also, but I have seen that, it is something very, when we talk about educators and education, that talks something a lot, about the development of the nation. And I think this is the best nation building exercise when we talk about developing our education system. On this onset of this beautiful journey, I would first of all salute to all the teachers fraternity, because I actually place them on a very high platter, because teachers are the initiators of all the development process. But why we have to talk today about, making education relevant? Ladies and gentlemen, a few days ago, I was reading a very beautiful article, and I thought I will, share the gist of it before you. That is, that article was written by Mr. Manohar Parrikar, the ex-chief minister of Goa, and who was a union minister as well. He had written about himself that he belonged to a village Pari, and all the people from the village Pari were known as Parikars. And their village was very, very famous to grow watermelons. And in that village, when Manohar was a young lad, there used to be the tradition in that village that the farmers, the head of the farmer community, they used to have a festival of watermelons. So they used to invite all the village children, and they used to distribute best quality of watermelons. And they had one condition, that you eat as many watermelons as you could, but what you do is you collect the seeds and you return the seeds. And in a way that he was actually getting the free labor done by getting extracted the wonderful seeds. Fine. I think this went on for a number of years, and the place was always known to grow wonderful watermelons in the entire world. When Mr. Parrikar joined I think he joined IIM, and when he returned and he went to the same village, and he was wanting to, get, the remembrance of the old days, and especially the watermelon festival, which used to be in the month of May. He saw that the things were not the same. What had happened, that that farmer who was used to, have that fair of watermelons, he had died and his son had taken over. And so there was a change of policy. He thought, let's sell the best watermelons and get best revenue. And the small ones we can just distribute free of cost, and the tradition must go on. But what had happened? The seeds kept deteriorating. The crop started getting deteriorated, and Pari village was no more known as a grower of the best watermelons. Now, this he connected to the story of the teaching community. That what happens in our teaching community, that what kind of seeds, I would say our teachers are the seeds. And that's the how everything starts from the seeds. What kind of quality do we have when people come to the teachers? When we talk about preferred jobs, I will just share my screen with you. So am I authorized to share the screen? Yes, I think.
Please.
Yeah, yes. So when we talk about making education relevant, and education, such a beautiful subtitle, from head to heart to hand. That's, I think that these three words says everything about the entire program. Now, when we talk about teachers as a preferred job, I was just trying to see that what are the highest paying jobs. And to my dismay, I did not find the teaching job as one of the best jobs to do. So and I remember one day I was sitting in my office as a director of the skill center. One young girl came up to me and she wanted to take admission in one of the stitching courses. I just asked her, what are you doing? Are you doing anything now? She says, yes, sir, I am teaching in a school. Like, oh, why you are teaching in a school, and then why you're already employed? Why are you wanting to change your profession? Sir, I want to change my profession because we hardly get paid anything. By the way, my curiosity is there. How much do you get paid? She says 1,800 rupees a month. 1,800 rupees a month, that is 30 rupees a day. Does it even take care of your to and fro expenses? She says no. Now, when we see that when the teacher is paid so minimal, can it be a preferred job? And then can it be a relevant job? Now we talk about what is going on. Anyways, with all my due respect to the teachers, I would say when we talk about education relevant, then I ask this question to myself, then is education relevant? Well, we have to see. I see another slide that I am still waiting for the day actually when these kind of things will really be benefited to me. All during our education, what we have been taught, what we have not been taught, I would say that there is some issue that it is, I won't say that it is 100% relevant, and what we are focusing are, all heads and minds to make it more relevant. Because when these kind of things, these kind of formulas and all these appear, what we had read, I don't know, because one big question comes to me, that why did I ever read trigonometry? Somebody came, taught trigonometry, went away. I still have confusion. Why did I read trigonometry? I asked one question to all the graduates and postgraduates. Can you tell me the difference between arithmetic and algebra? And everybody started searching, scratching their heads. They could not differentiate between arithmetic and algebra. And yes, I got the answer, but that was they had to really search through it. What is the difference between arithmetic and algebra? Now, this, when we are talking about these, I'm talking about our education system goes, all through without giving the application. That why this is relevant, for what the trigonometry would be used, what is the relevance of geometry. I don't see everything is irrelevant, but the thing is only they have taught because they were taught, and that is in the syllabus, and they are supposed to teach, and we are supposed to get taught. That's all. And when we come out of the education, you tell me that are we really relevant? We are not. Industry does not find us relevant at all. We talk about in the entire education system, so far so, Though there is a lot of change which is going to take place, we are only having the input based training. Input based training, that is, our knowledge is very heavy. It is just the transfer of knowledge. Whereas when we are talking about education from head to heart to hand, that would mean the transfer of education, knowledge, skills, and attitude, which somewhere is grossly missing during our entire education system. Now, I would say that I was told very interesting thing, and again, that somewhere even people play music before the cows, and they have observed that 3% product, they give more milk when they're happy, they're listening to the music. My mother always told us that, and she, all her life, she cooked food herself, and she never let any of the servant to cook food, because she says it is the love, in your heart when you do something, and the food is much more nutritious if the person who is making actually makes with a lot of love. When we talk about making food with love, cows giving more milk with love, what about the teachers? I would say today the teachers are the most exploited lot. Let me again show you, another slide here about Punjab. See, this is what is happening with teachers. More than 50,000 teachers are on street, and they are being lathi charged. They are on street. Do you really think, if this is the scene, if this is the kind of the treatment they are getting, do you think they are mentally at peace to do this teaching well? I am afraid it is not. Because when you teach, you have to be utterly at peace. You have to love your profession. Till the time you love your profession, you really cannot deliver. Now, if this is the situation where the teachers are paid minimal, they are on contractual basis, they are being exploited, they are paid for only 3 periods, they are supposed to work for 7 periods. I am afraid that we are losing the battle somewhere or the other. One very interesting thing input came to me while I was myself a student in one of the international trainer seminars, when my guru told me that the trainer has to be rich with life experience. Then only you can have a very wonderful, you can train people well. But ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, where do our teachers have that relevant life experience? Yes, they may say that they are having 20 years of teaching experience, 30 years of teaching experience, but what other than the teaching experience? If it is only the teaching experience, then I don't think so they can make good engineers and good managers. Now, since I just have 2-3 more minutes to speak on this, I would say that till the time teachers are given the most preferred status as their livelihood, then only we can have those best kind of watermelons coming. And only the best output is only coming when our teachers are trained enough to transfer knowledge, skills, and attitude. Now, when we talk about skills, knowledge, and attitude, I would say they need to be subjected to a lot of cross training. I would thoroughly, Major Gulshan Sharma, through your platform, if you ever try to make some policy paper, I would say that I highly recommend the cross training of the teachers. When the teachers, or they could be sent on deputation to the ministries, they should be sent on deputation to the corporate world. How can a teacher of the management talk about being a good manager if that teacher has never served in a corporate world? Let them go and serve in the corporate. Let them serve in the district administration. We already have so many people going on deputation from one department to other department. Why can't teachers be deputed to all the kind of departments, so they get the relevant life experience, and then they only can make good doctors, they can make a good teachers, they can make good engineers, good managers, and good administrators. So this is what I highly recommend about our teachers, which is they are doing a good job. And we should more focus on, when we talk about now, it's a time we shift from the input based training to the output based training to the competency based training. When we are talking about competency based training, it means it does not necessarily have to be very, very knowledge heavy. It has to be skills heavy. It has to be attitude. So you were talking about certain soft skills, certain moral science. Where has everything vanished from our schools? It used to be sometimes, we're talking about moral science. Now that disappeared. Now of late, schools and colleges have introduced certain soft skills, certain life skills, but that is only limited to the employability and employment skills, and they call it soft skills. Whereas we need competency, we need courtesy while people are working in the profession. We find very rude doctors, we find very rude bureaucrats. Why? Because maybe still something is missing in the basic education system. Like, they could be better administrators, they could be better bureaucrats, they could be better engineers, they could be better doctors, had they been subjected to a wonderful way of teaching. And I highly recommend cross training, sending teachers on deputation, maybe to certain advanced countries, maybe to other universities, to other boards, or all across our bureaucracy, our ministries, our management systems, so that they get the relevant life experience. And then the core competency has to be teaching. And this is, I think, how we can transfer from head to heart to hands. So far, so it is only coming from the head, and we need to get it to heart. And ultimately, what is relevant? Till the time we have hands on, it is not relevant. It is not relevant till it comes to the hands. So education from head to heart to hand can only be made relevant when we have the competency in education, and when we shift more towards the vocational skills training and the output based trainings. With this, I think my time is over, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to express my views. And okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Would you like to take on one or two questions, or should we?
Yes, definitely.
If your time permitting,
I'm okay. You had only given me 20 minutes.
If your time permitting. First of all, my deepest thanks to you for such a wonderful kind of a framework you have given nicely. And I think both of us, we have got a beautiful synergy, because head to heart and heart to hands. Like when we say communication skill is no more communication skill, it is connecting skill. Communication to connecting heart to heart, connecting soul to soul, connecting mind to mind, connecting thought to thought, connecting vision to vision. So our vision, Chamber Vision, has got connected with you, and people rightly said about you, and so much you have given. So first of all, let's talk about the little bit of a complete ecosystem. Let's talk about, I'm not talking any specific state or any region, because the whole country we have to take in totality. First of all, do you feel, is there a necessity that we should have a separate syllabi, in different places, and we should have different boards? Or do you feel there should be a common kind of a curriculum or syllabi or modules or practical life-based modules till 12th standard? That is, the school education should be same for everybody, across the country. Yes, it can be in regional language, it can be in local language, it can be in mother tongue. There can be a more input of the music, dance, humor, fun, games, gamification, everything can be there. Do you feel that we should have, so that we give an equal opportunity to everybody?
Sir, I would say that though this is a very wonderful thing to say that we must have equal opportunities, but at the same time, I would say that we need to relook at our syllabus, from even nursery to 12th once again. That first question should be, why are we teaching this? Is there an element of application that they really need to be? Otherwise, after class 12th, youth should be good enough to take on the life. Now, whatever we are teaching, first we should ask, is it relevant? Now, the question of making education is relevant. Is it relevant? Because I know that 80% of, I would say from my experience, 80% of the education has not been relevant to my career, whatever I had. Second is that when we talk about being equal all across the India, that's a very wonderful thought. But then there are certain regional preferences also. Why don't we take certain regional preferences also into account, that we try to train people and our demand and supply should match? That how many engineering students shall we churn out, how many doctors shall we churn out, how many paramedical we have to churn out, region wise, preference wise. There are certain traits, like hospitality best goes to the people from the hills. Why not we focus more seeing their natural traits? Let education be there and let us make them the specialists. The local traits of Punjabis could be different. The local traits of people from Bihar could be different. Why don't we, I would say, take advantage of those local traits and make them the specialists as well? Which I think we need to make specialists all over.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. Something you have given regional preferences and regional requirements to be taken into consideration. And something nicely has been done in the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Part 1, it was altogether different perspective. Part 2, it was altogether different. They have further refined it. They have fine-tuned it. And when they have come to PMKVY Part 3, now it has gone right up to the district level. And they are trying to find out what skills are required in a particular district at a particular time. And you have given something very nice, the preference of the individual and requirement of the region to be clubbed. Now, second part, which comes to my mind, I do not know in my lifetime, touching, now the finale part of the life, I have not seen anywhere the school principals and the college principals sitting together, because the transient from the school to the higher education to the college level, can it be ductiled in such a way that there is a perfect harmony? Like you have suggested something very interesting, that teachers, they should be sent across to the corporate, they should be sent across to different ministries to get a better exposure, and also they should be sent to certain other places where so-called we say their education is the best. It could be Finland, it could be Singapore, it could be South Korea, as an exposure, that is perfectly fine. How do you look at it if school education and higher education or college education somewhere, because when I see in Kerala part, when I see in southern part, most of the schools are up to 10th standard, and 11th and 12th is also integral part somewhere of the college. How do you look at that scenario? Do you feel that some link is missing over there, where school education, school principals, school teachers, why not, if they would know what is happening in a college, what's happening in a university. They would be in a position to give that extra edge, extra mile, extra finish, something which is going to be the need of the hour.
So that's a wonderful, I think, area you have touched. First of all, I would say that whether they are the school principals or they are the college principals, they are all coming from the same educational background. Now, here what is happening is that there are two words: one is cooperation and one is competition. We all can understand that what is a cooperation and what is a competition, but there is a very thin line between it. We are competing where we need to cooperate, and there is more of competition than of cooperation, right from the student who is in the nursery class and the teacher says, no cheating please, no cheating please, hide your work, hide your work, hide your work. Now what are we inculcating right in the young minds is that being selfish. You are writing, he should not see. Why not? I know something. I am telling him also this is the right way to do. I am telling him this too. Let me cooperate. But where we are competing, I have to stand first in class. Yes, I have 100%. I am the monitor. We are setting the competitions. Now, what is happening in the schools? Are all the schools of the same city not competing with each other in terms of maybe their own on admissions or maybe certain other parts or declamation, and then we say inter-college competition, 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 competition. Yes, competition is good, but I would say that we should more be inculcating the element of cooperation than of competition amongst us. In society, what do we need? In neighborhood, what do we need? In our relatives, what do we need? And you find that this element of competition between the brothers, between the sisters, between the neighbors, and even between all of us, what happens in the corporate world? People are getting these cutthroat competitions. They want to cut throat of each other just because we have really actually developed on the element of competition right when we were toddlers, and this has been very, very thoroughly engraved in all our minds, and we should get into more systems where we teach cooperation more, and rather than competition, let competition be competition where it is required, and but let's make more emphasis on cooperation. I know that if all the school principals, all college principals, they get together, they join their heads and minds, and they cooperate with one another, the results and the outcomes can be marvelous.
Wow, wow, that's great. I'm so very happy. Finally, something very interesting I would like to share, and I want to get your valuable input. I'm getting stimulated and I'm enjoying this conversation so well as a humble student, because I feel somewhere your voice, your thoughts, which is coming from your spirit, it matches so much, the vision of the chamber, that I think we are on the common frequency, and that's why God has brought us on the Republic Day together. It's his wish. It's his wish. Now, sir, one final thing which I would like to take before, if somebody has got any question, you can post it onto the YouTube, onto the channel. We would be more than happy to take on question, because I am becoming a humble student this evening. You can also join my campaign and my brigade to get the best from Panusa. Now, sir, let's look at the scenario, the global scenario. Pandemic brought challenges. Every challenge brings new opportunities, creativity, innovation, everything. When I look back on 25th of March 2020, people were struggling. Nobody knew what is Zoom, and the Microsoft and Google and all that, which were so familiar along with Cisco. The Zoom, I do not want to tell in public what is their turnover today. And everybody is more comfortable because everybody wants that the facility what you're providing with technology, it should be simple, it should be utility, and it should come in a very decent way so that I have not to struggle with a lot of permutation combination. I'm coming on to now, first of all, this particular challenge which Corona has given us. Let's go back, both of us. We both were not there that time when the Spanish flu had come.
Yes.
We didn't have mobile phones. We didn't have this technology. We didn't have these facilities. Imagine a scenario, had this technology not been there, and we were at home for 2 years with our parents without contacting anybody, what could have been the scenario? Now let's come. It is a blessing in disguise that God had been, whatsoever it is, whether it is the human-made virus or it is accidental release virus or whatsoever is there, it is the people, those are working on to it, let them work on. We are educators, let's come to our domain. Do you feel, even if I am sitting in Abhor or in Fazilka or in the last village near the Wagah border in Ajnala in Punjab, and at the same time somebody is sitting in Chandigarh or somebody is sitting in Mohali, somebody is going to a convent school, if you give me a bandwidth, if you give me the same module with the same teacher and I have an access to that, don't you think, sir, it is not a digital divide, rather it is education. It is digital education. I personally feel the people, those were deprived and those have never utilized the knowledge, which was a privilege of few, is now available even to the farthest and the remotest part, because there are certain places which are non-accessible throughout the area and throughout year, because I'm a soldier and I can feel that because I have traveled to those places. Do you think instead of constructing physical highways, we should build digital highways? And we should have a pooling of teachers in such a way that all of us, whatsoever best wisdom, knowledge, subject knowledge, contents we have got, we should share with the entire universe and give the benefit to those people also who were deprived of that privilege earlier. How do you look at that?
Absolutely, sir. This is actually what Corona has given us. Yes, we let's not discuss the merits and demerits, but I would say with this Corona, we have had a leap of few years. Maybe in next 15-20 years, we could have been more digitalized. What happened just in 1 year. This is absolutely wonderful idea that when we have this digital platform, and people, best of the speakers can be available to the remotest of the area, which otherwise physically it may not be possible. It could never be possible, but with this digital, like you said, infrastructure, this is more possible. See, but it has to be done with a will. There is a lot of will which is required. What I can talk about in Punjab education, the similar system, much before this Corona came, we had EduSat systems. All the primary schools through the EduSat, they were linked primarily for this purpose only, so that they could be subjected to best of the guest faculties all over to the remotest of the school. This has happened, I would say, 5 years ago, much before the Corona. But I would say that will wasn't there. All the equipment they were not utilized. Our teachers, they were not willing to come to the EduSat classes. Infrastructure was missing. Water was leaking from the roof, which spoiled the infrastructure, and slowly everything went down the drain. It is something wonderful, but it needs a lot of will. And I'm sure the kind of pressure groups like, sir, you are having, with these kind of pressure groups we have, and I don't see that this does not come actually with the proper will. So we always have to develop two things. One is will and one is skill. So if we have both, I think we are on a very, very right track. And this is something good. We really need to improve the will part also when I come to the government machinery.
Why? Great. Finally, sir, my final hunger, my appetizer got increased. That's why I have taken the journey a little longer with you. I hope you would be kind enough. The last question I'm taking on. Children will keep going abroad. Children will keep traveling abroad. Whether it's a parents or its environment or its education, prevailing ecosystem, whatever it is. This is one scenario which I'm taking in India. Let's move out. Japan, population aging. Germany, population aging. Why Germany only? Let's take the entire Europe part, population aging. There are many other countries world over where population is aging. Somebody got to fill the gap. If India has got young population, why to compete with somebody? As a true Punjabi, I have learned one thing. किसी दी लाइन मिटानी नहीं है, उदे थल्ले लंबी लाइन खिंच देनी है. So for that matter, what comes to my mind, and I wish to share with you, and I want to get your vision. There is something known as soft power, which everybody is talking about. The Honorable External Affairs Minister of India also. I come from the armed forces background, and just before you, we had a session with Lieutenant General KJ Singh.
Yes.
And the soft power is no physical war, no physical killing, no physical destruction, but with your lobbying, with your economic power, with your brain power, with your intellectual power, with your technology power, and with your economic power, you can do wonders on planet. I wish to get your input on that, because everybody who had come on MEPSC platform, they praised you so much, and that's why I thought I will do some humble service to my country, that I get you on a Republic Day with me, and we should talk on that particular day about it, because situation is such, if children want to go, okay, we should not talk it anymore, brain drain, it's a brain drain gain, okay, from world over. If like our chamber is working, whatsoever wisdom our NRIs have got, corporate have got, we should bring that intellectual capital, that technology, that research, that innovation for India. Whatsoever we can do in future. Now coming as a soft power. If we have got young population, if we have got youth, why not we should build up a brigade and a division and a core basically of educators, of trainers, of teachers, of facilitators, of technocrats, of counselors, whatsoever name you want to give it, you give it. But they can go, they can be wellness facilitators also. They can be happy living facilitators also. When the population is aging, those people would require nursing, cares, nuns, and whatsoever is to be done for them. And now when we are talking about multi-skilling, that everybody has to reskill, multi-skill, and we will upskill. When we are talking about, can we have a combination of educator, of trainer, who is a wellness expert also, yoga expert also, and organic farming expert also, driving expert also, and teaching expert also. I won't call it teaching, learning, because new education policy says no teaching and learning.
Learning.
So can we work out a strategy to build a pool of trainers and educators from India, moving abroad in layers, and slowly and gradually we reclaim our position of Vishwa Guru Bharat once again? How do you look at that?
I think, sir, that's a very wonderful expression. See, we talk about the global shortfall of the people because of the aging factor, There is a global shortfall of 42 million people in the workforce in the European countries. I mean, when we have clubbed them all. And in India, we have 47 million surplus youth. And when we talk about brain drain and we talk about, feeling bad, why the brain is draining, first of all, human being is free that if you find good opportunity, maybe in Europe, why don't you go to Europe? But the way you are looking, I think that is something very good. Let's encash on it. We must encash. Even the government plan of skilling 500 million people by this year, which has been the target of the Ministry of Skills, that 500 million people to be skilled, and let's fulfill the global needs plus our own needs. And even it is a government vision that why not we create a pool of skilled people, which is for the global consumption. I think if we take this as an opportunity, that yes, we have young people. Today, the average age of Indian is 29 years. And I think that is a very, very important age for any good, as a workforce. It's a very, very important age where you can get into any work skills. So we must, I would say that the way you are thinking, we must take advantage of it. And we must, in fact, get the entire world under our wings. See, why are we are young? That is, since we did not control our population, we are young, to be very frank. China controlled their population, they are aging. So it's kind of a lottery we have had today. We are boasting, but sometimes it was a lack of policy. That now, since we have this advantage, and where we take this advantage of being as the youngest nation, now let's take advantage of it. Now we must actually, this is the right way to create a pool of trainers, not only trainers, let's take all the working professionals as sidestep to the training. Let the doctors, this is some exercise we did in MEPSC when we through this Bosch Foundation, that they trained so many people, educationists into normal skills training. Let's get so many engineers, let's get bureaucrats into the side steps of training, because they will have the good life experience to teach. Let's create a pool of everyone. Let's create a people from the farmers get into the training of the education sector, rather than just only manufacturing agricultural experts in our universities. Let's bring them from the fields. Let's bring them from the working arena. Let's bring them from people, working professionals, to impart good skills training and create a pool of trainers, and let's take on the world.
Wow. Great. I think it's wonderful, and it needs a lot of follow-up. Our chamber is committed. We are working in that particular direction because we are directly in contact with the non-resident Indians world over. And particularly, we have focused on educators, trainers, master trainers, counselors, and the people, those are in vertical of services domain world over. And today with Lieutenant General KJ Singh and with you on the Republic Day, something very nice has come. I will just sum it up what Lieutenant General KJ has told, and then I would like to finally convey my gratitudes to you as well. He told, व्यस्त रहो, चुस्त रहो और मस्त रहो. व्यस्त रहो, चुस्त रहो और मस्त रहो. I gave him an example. There's a wonderful Scandinavian country model which is started by Denmark. What they have done over there is that elderly people, those are above 60 years of age, they have removed the old concept of the library, where everybody is calm and quiet. You pick up the book, pin drop silence, and by the time you open first page, you are into the meditation. You don't go to the second paragraph, you want to sleep. They have started a new concept. It's called human library. And it's a human library club. What they have done, those are above 60 years of age. They told them, come to our institution. And in the library mahal, they are having a cup of tea and a coffee, some snacks. There's a group of about 25 here, 25 there, 30 there, 40 there, and they talk about their lifetime leadership, management, experiences. It's a human knowledge transfer. Because Panusab, if you and me, we travel together, the entire Europe, and we come back to India after 3 months and we share our information with everybody because we have physically traveled, the ingredients and the assimilation and the retention and perception would be altogether different than to get merely from the books. So that is first concept we have just thought of. In Chandigarh, Mohali and Panchkula, we are going to pull in all the retired bureaucrats, defense officers, judges, and everybody, and let them be the pool of human library, which we are going to work on. Second part, security pe charcha. That means there is a cyber security. Now we are going digital. So you would require so much of security of all kind. Technologically, we have to go ahead. So we will bring the experts over there and we talk on the security. And the third part, if Bhutan kind of a country, which can talk about cross happiness, why not India? When you are moving towards becoming the global diabetic capital, why not we should think about cross national wellness? Cross national wellness. These three agendas we have taken with him on the Republic Day. Final, I would like to take one agenda with you, how you can support the chamber. I want to take some commitment. दक्षिणा में कुछ तो आप देकर जाएंगे ना मुझे.
मैं तो ये कहूंगा ये मेरा सौभाग्य होगा, आप मेरे को कहीं भी बुलाएंगे तो आई विल बी अवेलेबल टू यू.
God bless. God bless. That is the commitment from Punjab, and that is the commitment from a civilian soldier, and that's a commitment from the master trainer who had come with us earlier. I'm grateful to you, Pannu Saab. My regards to you, my greetings to you, and regards to your family as well. They might have presumed that you are going to be with me for 30 minutes, but we have gone 27 minutes board because each and every conversations part I have enjoyed between the lines with you. Look forward to having you with us in future. Thank you very much. And world over, the people, those who have joined us, I'm so grateful to you. At present, when I'm talking about live, already 662 people are watching this program world over. I'm grateful to all of them. Many more, those who have missed it, you can see the video, you can watch it, you can be a part of it. Let's go ahead together, take on this journey. And I think India has to become the world capital, the global capital of serving the entire humanity, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. With these words, gratitude and thanks to everybody. It's a green morning, it's a green afternoon, and it's a green evening. Stay fit, and once again, the greetings to everybody, because Canada, America, and Latin America people are just getting up. Enjoy the Republic Day, your own fragrance, and take